Hey, it's Heidi Dawson, and this is Wednesday Wisdom, where I interview wildly successful people from across the world, where we get an inside view into what their daily life looks like. Success leaves clues, and on Wednesdays, we're finding them. Join me now for the latest wildly successful interview. Hi, guys. Welcome to the 34th episode of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. First of all, I wanted to start out by saying this. It has been a rough week in America, and it's been more rough for some Americans than others, but I want to be clear, regardless of your skin color, regardless of your beliefs, I love you and I wish only the best for you, and I'm sending you love and unity because I feel like we all need that right now. We're better than what's happened this week. Now, also, I'm super excited. We're starting our Wednesday Wisdom series, and this is where I'm doing interviews with wildly successful people from all over the world. We get an inside look into their day-to-day life and what makes them successful, so be sure not to miss an episode. Now, I traveled on an airplane for the first time since COVID, and it was pretty interesting, but not that different, and I have to say that. The airport was fairly quiet, but we knew it was going to be, right? It was not required to wear a mask throughout the airport, but once we got on the plane, we had to wear it the whole time, which was obviously different. So I do feel like things are heading towards getting back to normal, at least here in the United States. It started me thinking about travel, though, and how much I've missed it. We normally travel quite a bit and definitely have scheduled travel for the rest of the year, but that all changed this year. And it got me thinking that even though I missed it, it didn't stop me from enjoying life at home, didn't make me where I wasn't happy. So we just created new ways of having fun and enjoying life at home. If my happiness hinged on travel, it would have been hard to be happy, right? How often have you said to yourself, I'll be happy when I lose 15 pounds, or I'll be happy when I'm on vacation? How about I'll be happy when I move to the new place, get a new job, find a new partner? If your happiness is tied up in what the next step is or the next partner is, it'll often be elusive. And if you get it, then it hinges on that thing you were waiting for staying around. The idea of my happiness hinging on what someone else does is a little scary, don't you think? Realistically, our happiness being tied to anything but ourselves and our thoughts, I don't think is a good idea. Think about what we've all been going through the last few months. If our happiness was tied to other people and travel or any of the social norms we're used to, we would have had a lot of trouble being happy, and I know some did. Now, as a young adult, when I was still trying to figure myself out and sort of reprogram some of the thoughts that I had always had, I went to my very first Tony Robbins seminar. Now, he said several times during that seminar that everything you need is within you now. Everything you need to be happy is within you now. He asked us to say that and repeat it after him. Honestly, I did. I said it. But because I was struggling to create a life that empowered me, I just didn't believe it. I remember thinking, he really doesn't mean that. Now, in my mind, we all had to have certain other things to make us happy, like a partner, money, friends. As I've gotten older and have done a lot of mindset work over the last 20 years, I've come to realize really what he means. There are things in life that enhance your happiness. Close friends, loving family, travel, pets, beautiful sunshine. If you think about it, if you aren't already happy with yourself and who you are, then all of those things are just temporary fixes. So what can we do to increase our happiness on our own? What can we do to make sure we're happy now? Happy before the other things come along. That way, when we experience the travel and the friends and the sunshine, it enhances our happiness rather than holding it hostage. Your being happy makes everyone around you feel happier just by being around you. Have you ever known someone? I know a few people like this where I just love being around them because it just feels like the sun shines a little brighter when they're around. So how can you be that person? I mean, I don't mean you have to walk around with a silly grin on your face. I mean truly and authentically happy from the inside out. And I know there's going to be times where we struggle, just like we have been over the last few months. But having an optimistic outlook and a genuinely happy disposition can make that, what we've been going through, much easier. Let me also say that there are different personality types, and some are just predisposed to be happy. But what if you aren't? Well, perhaps you can reach for the closest feeling that could get you to happier, or at least closer to happy, like maybe feeling grateful, feeling calm, peaceful, hopeful. These can all be great bridges to happiness if happiness feels a little far off. I talk about this a lot, I know, but we have to be so aware of what we're feeding our mind. We have to be aware of how much negativity we allow in. This comes in the form of TV, news, social media, toxic relationships. So being very aware of what we let in is important and a good way not to cultivate negative emotions. But how do we cultivate the positive emotions we want? Well, just like training for our physical strength, we have to train for our mental strength as well. Our brains are not made for happy thoughts. They're made for survival. We have to develop good habits to cultivate good emotions. Left to its own plan, the brain is going to be drawn to drama, chaos, and negativity. So how do we train for mental strength? Well, for sure we need to start our day by rewiring it for positivity by grateful journaling, or just simply writing down 3 things we're grateful for. It gets your brain headed in the right direction. Also, quieting our mind for a few minutes per day through meditation. And finally, allowing in good positive information to counteract all the negative information we're dealing with right now. And we do that through podcasts, books, great conversations with friends, or just getting out in nature. Some of these things like grateful journaling and meditation, they may seem hard at first, just like working out, but after you get into a habit, you become totally addicted. And that's what I call a good addiction. That's an addiction that sets you up for success every single day. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I love you all, and we'll talk to you in a couple days when we have our first Wednesday Wisdom interview. It's with John Rousseau. You don't want to miss it. Bye, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.